On October 7, 2008, Qantas Flight 72 took off from Singapore, heading for Perth. An ordinary flight, clear skies, 303 people on board, unaware that they were about to experience one of the most shocking incidents in commercial aviation. For the first 3 hours, everything was normal. The Airbus A330 cruised smoothly at 37,000 feet. Passengers settled into their seats. The crew prepared for a standard approach into Australia, but hidden deep inside the aircraft, something had already gone wrong. The plane's Air Data Inertial Reference Unit, a critical computer responsible for understanding the aircraft's speed, altitude, and attitude, began feeding incorrect information to the flight systems, numbers that no pilot had ever seen, warnings that made no sense. And then, it happened. The aircraft suddenly pitched down violently. No warning. No time to react. In a split second, passengers were launched from their seats, smashing into the ceiling. Those without seatbelts had no chance. Inside the cabin, chaos erupted. Screams, luggage falling, flight attendants thrown across the aisles. In the cockpit, alarms blared. The aircraft insisted that it was suddenly climbing too steeply, even though it wasn't. The computer forced a nose-down dive to correct a problem that didn't exist. Captain Kevin Sullivan, a former U.S. Navy fighter pilot, took control immediately. He fought the aircraft's automatic systems, trying to pull the nose back up. He succeeded. But 70 seconds later, the aircraft dived again. Even harder. More injuries, more panic, and even more confusion. The crew declared an emergency. They turned toward Learmonth, a remote Royal Australian Air Force base, the closest airport capable of handling the wounded. But the aircraft was still unstable. Warning systems kept firing. Flight computers kept producing impossible readings. Captain Sullivan and his crew were now flying manually, while ignoring dozens of contradictory alarms. Every decision had to be perfect. Despite the damage, despite the confusion, the crew brought Qantas 72 safely into Learmonth. At 1:32 p.m., the aircraft touched down. Passengers cried. Flight attendants embraced each other. For many, it felt like a miracle. There were more than 100 injuries, but no lives lost. And in aviation, that is extraordinary. Investigators later discovered that one of the aircraft's computers had suffered a rare and unpredictable failure. Data spikes, electrical anomalies, triggered false warnings. The autopilot reacted to those false warnings by forcing the aircraft into dangerous dives. The incident led to major changes in Airbus software, pilot training, and monitoring systems around the world. Qantas Flight 72 became a case study taught in aviation safety programs globally. But the heart of this story is not the malfunction. It's the people, the passengers who stayed calm, the flight attendants who protected others while being injured themselves, and above all, the pilots, especially Captain Sullivan, whose knowledge and experience saved more than 300 lives. Qantas 72 is remembered today not as a disaster, but as a triumph of professionalism and teamwork. This was Qantas Flight 72, a flight that began like any other, and became a moment that changed aviation forever.